Do
Okay.
you consider yourself an influencer?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll say that. Yeah, for sure.
How
Uh,
so?
well, I mean, my knowledge of the games
Okay.
and especially when it comes to the stats and all that stuff,
Okay.
I relay that information to my viewers, and I think that's influential. So I'm very much a slotaholic. I know all the games.
Hey,
Even like you could point out the most obscure game, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what you need on that, and that pays the best symbol. And you know, I might not like the game, but I know how it works. And so,
exactly.
and then with my strategy of gameplay, I think that's influential. Um, and knowing when to stop is an important part of game playing.
Okay.
Accept the win. Know what a big win really is on that game. A lot of times people will, you'll have a $200 win. I'm like, oh, it's hot,
Okay.
girl, a $200 win.
Is it
And here's something for all of us. It is really hard to get more than a 50 times win on a slot machine.
okay?
Let me tell you, you can go through 500 spins and probably have one 50 times to 100 times win. So if you have a win like that happen, cash out, accept the
Exactly.
wins, collect those tickets, collect those coins, collect those tickets, and then combine that ticket, all your tickets, and that'll be your big win.
That
So
that's an excellent tip. What do you think the most important aspect of your channel is?
realistic gameplay,
Okay.
we don't go beyond our means. I play with strategies that are, interesting and fun, and these challenges that I come up with, and I always hope to see that my viewers try them out for themselves.
Okay.
Because I'm doing it for fun for the channel, but sometimes I surprise myself with the outcomes. So, um, yeah, I'll say that we're in that
Okay.
aspect we're different from other channels.
How much time do you spend editing your videos when you first started out versus now?
I had to learn editing.
Okay.
So, if for those who are wondering, I use Adobe Premiere Pro.
Okay.
And that was actually suggested to me from Slot Lady, Sarah. So I popped into one of her lives probably back in 2018, and she suggested using it. And so I looked into it, and I was like, well, let's go for it because I don't have any other way of editing videos. And so that took a while to learn how to edit. I watched YouTube videos on tutorials, learning some skills on editing, and then over time I created templates. So now I can, whenever I go to edit a video, I already have a template in place. But
Okay.
I'll have to move around, in bits and pieces, especially for 100 spins. I have that counter up top that shows what spin number I'm on, and the little pot of money. I have to edit each individual. It's a lot. But at least I have templates in place now to where it kind of expedites the process, but it's still like a 7-Up challenge will take maybe 2 hours to edit.
Wow.
A 100 spins video will probably take 2 to 3 hours to edit. Um, what else do I do? Max 10, I've gotten down to probably about an hour in editing. And then the super session takes 3 days.
Okay.
It takes 3 days. So,
So
not 3 full days, but, like maybe I'll do 4 hours of work on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and it's done. A lot of the process of editing is playback, though. You have to watch the playback and just be familiar with what you're going to be airing, because you, as an editor, you want to make sure that everything makes sense.
that level of detail that you put into the editing, I know channels that just have it on their phone. Okay, blop. I'm going to drop it in, throw my intro in the beginning, my exit,
I might be
and
doing it wrong. I probably should be doing it that way.
no, but the level of detail that you put into your channel shows. At what point do you know, hey, this challenge just isn't going to work, and go on to another one?
I don't know. I mean, I think that I'm proud of the concepts. Like, I think they do work, and win or lose, it is what it is. It had a
Okay.
purpose to it, and that shows. Like the past couple of 7-Up challenges have been losing 7-Up
Okay.
challenges, but the viewers appreciate that, and they feel sorry for me which is fine.
But
I feel bad when I stop filming, but
hey, but that's the beauty
yeah,
of those challenges is you don't have to have the grand video or the major video. You're putting the challenge together, so no matter what happens, win, lose, or
yeah.
draw, you got
Think about it.
footage.
I tend to think about HGTV with my
Okay.
channel. I like to think of like, you can expect to see this show on that day, and you're going to see them remodel this home. And are you going to like the outcome of the interior design? We'll find out. Or are they going to pick the right house? Is that your favorite house of the three they looked at? We'll find out. That's how I think about my channel and my little concepts and my challenges. It's that okay, something fun can happen. Is it going to happen? Oh well, next time.
Okay.
And I whatever happens for me in the filming process, that's how it played out. And that's what you're gonna get this week. Sorry. That's what I got.
No, but that's excellent.
I've often thought about handing over that responsibility to someone to edit my videos, because I've certainly made it to where um, all the content that's been on my channel, you can absorb that as an editor and know my style and
Okay.
edit the videos. But it's just, I'm so much a part of the creative process, and I'm a creative person. So it's hard for me to let go of responsibilities.
Do you brainstorm your ideas with anybody?
I think Joseph, yeah, Joseph, the very first concepts that I came up with were 100 spins and time bomb. I don't
Okay.
do time bomb anymore, mainly because the 5 minute mark is too short of a video.
Okay.
And sometimes you'll trigger the bonus at 1 minute, and then you have like a minute bonus after, and then you have to throw in some random video after it to make 8 minutes on a YouTube or whatever. And so I now incorporate it into the slot showdown,
Okay.
and I've now made it a TikTok challenge, a 2 minute time bomb. So, because on TikTok you can only have 3 minute videos, I think. So I'm kind of like resurfacing that challenge, but with brainstorming, I think those are the only two I ever suggested to Joseph, and everything else I've come up with my own. Now, except for Max 10. Max 10 was actually created by the name I came up with, but the idea of it was for a thing that Kushada Casino did with Kelly, Debbie, and I.
Okay.
And it was a battle of the slot influencers.
Okay.
And we had 10 games to play, and we had to play them at max bet and 10 spins. And whoever earned the most became the winner of the slot influencer battle. And
Okay.
so I told Kelly at the end of that, I was like, that was a lot of fun. I think I should turn that into a YouTube challenge. She goes, Josh, that's going to be so expensive. I wouldn't recommend it. And I was like, well, I need to replace Time Bomb with something. I think I'm going to do that. She goes, that's a lot of money each week.
Uh,
It's a lot of money each week. So now it's like a once a month thing. But yeah, so Kelly, I talked to her about that, and we came up with, she suggested that it would be too difficult to do every week. But I continued on with it because it's actually resulted in some of my favorite wins. And I have
that
another idea down the pipeline that I'm trying to finesse. I've recorded one series or one challenge. It's called Time to Go. And it's basically going to be a video based on checklists, which stems from my 100 spins findings. I'm like what you
okay.
can expect to see in 100 spins, how many bonus attempts and stuff like that. And so if a certain checklist, but it's basically about if this doesn't happen in this amount of time, or if this doesn't, or if these things occur and you don't get the big win, move on. It's time to go.
What advice would you give to a channel that is starting out?
I've already mentioned, don't get attached to the numbers. Don't get attached to your subscribe. Not like that, but don't get so much into the analytics. Is what I'm talking about. Don't let that be a driving force for you. Just remember that this is a community. We all eventually know one another,
Okay.
and so participate in the community. My channel, I've always wanted to show everything. So like all the different games, you know, a lot of channels are pretty much, they're just playing what game they like, you know, whether it be Dragon Link or Lightning Link. They're stuck on the same games, you know. Let me tell you, I don't know how people watch Dragon Link and Lightning Link videos on YouTube. I'm like, it's such a boring game for me. It's so boring for me. You're just waiting for those 6 balls to drop, and now what? But more importantly, you play that game so much at the casino, and now you're watching it on YouTube. I don't. It's like, don't you have? Didn't you have you fixed? Don't you want to learn other games on YouTube? Don't you want to see other things that you could be playing and how well they can pay? And
Okay.
so, when it comes to as a creator, a content creator, um, kind of definitely think about your viewers and your who's going to be watching and what they want to see. Give them something interesting, and don't forget to showcase your personality, because they're going to watch the game, but they're going to want to learn you too. They're going to want to know
Okay.
you better. So those are my tips. I'm not a person that gets discouraged,
Good
but
point.
you know, again, if it doesn't make you happy, if you're so concerned about all that stuff and you're not seeing the what you what you're hoping to see, you know, just there are, if you really want to continue on with the YouTube channel and you see the bigger picture, then yeah, their analytics are there as your friend. I mean, they
Yeah.
can show you what people are watching. It does, analytics do show like your average time duration of video, how long they watch your videos. And so you can see like points of the video where people lose interest. So you can kind of gather information that way and kind of address, you know, make some changes.
Okay.
Uh, that's if you're really really wanting to pursue this. And you know, another thing is just be persistent. I think that's the number one thing. Be
Exactly.
persistent. You know, there's no such thing as an overnight success. You know, it looks like that to most people, but there's so much work that goes on. It's just YouTube. It's just videos.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you know, and
to,
I can't say that this is a full-time, you know, it's I definitely make my money from my business. So
yeah.
it's, you know, people might look at my channel as being, you know, one of the more successful ones, and I still feel like I'm a baby slot channel for real. But it's definitely, you know, that aspiration of I'm going to be an influencer and make a lot of money and all that stuff. I mean, that's beyond me.